Black Friday is upon us, and the pressure to buy random crap has been building. Not only for just a week, but I feel like this whole month I've just been bombarded by Black Friday email campaigns and marketing. And the temptation is to buy things that you think that you need, but you don't actually need. And let me tell you, there is a clear divide between what you need and what you want as a content creator. And if we're honest with ourselves, there's often a lot of things that we say that we need, but they're really just wants. So don't fall into that trap. Going into Black Friday, my strategy has been to actually write down a list of things that I actually need. And then what I know, what I actually need to buy, then I'm gonna go out and look for all the sales. And if I end up getting what I actually need on sale, that's a win. But if I end up just buying things that I don't actually need, that's just me wasting money, and I don't wanna promote that. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over the camera gear that I actually use on a daily basis and I would buy all over again. And if you're like me, a solo content creator, and you're in the same boat, maybe look at some inspiration for gear that you actually would need, not just what you want. Don't fall for that trap. I don't want you to buy gear that just ends up collecting dust on the shelves. That's just a waste of money. Oh, and before we talk about the camera gear, if you have been wanting to buy my Lightroom presets or my mobile presets or my Cinema collection, the whole store is on sale for 50% right now. Now, if you haven't been eyeing them, don't go buy them because I don't want you to be wasting money. But if you've been wanting to buy them for a while but haven't had the money, now is your time to go grab it. So I'll link it down below for you to grab my different digital products. They'll help you a lot. I use them on a daily basis. All right, first we have the Sony a7S III. So I recently just made a video on why I'm still using the a7S III, even though it is a camera that's 4 years old. But for me, as a solo content creator, it just ticks all the boxes. First, you have a really great image, 4K, 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second without cropping in. You have S-Log3 to give you that really nice blank canvas for color grading and that nice dynamic range. Then in the a7S III, you have really reliable autofocus, which is so important as a solo content creator because I wanna know when I'm pointing the camera at me or at someone else that's in focus. As well, you have great image stabilization, meaning you're not gonna have that jittery or shaky footage because you have active stabilization. And last, we have the flip LCD screen, which is a must if you are a vlogger, content creator. You need to be able to film from up high, down low, facing yourself. You need to be able to see at all times the screen, which this is perfect for. And on the photo side, I'm mostly shooting for social media, so I don't need the most pixels or resolution. 12 is more than enough for me. Then for lenses, I have the Sony 16-35mm version 1. I still haven't jumped the gun and bought version 2 of this lens because, well, it costs a lot and I still feel like this lens is serving me very well. But the 16-35 I love as a content creator because at 60mm, it's wide enough to not only capture myself, but the environment that I'm in, which is important when you're vlogging. And then I can zoom all the way into 35mm to get that nice B-roll. I use this lens 98% of the time, and then sometimes I'm switching over to prime lens like the 24 1.4 or 50mm 1.2. But this is my go-to lens all the time as a content creator. While vlogging, I am using the Joby GorillaPod. Still not the biggest fan of this, but haven't found a better solution, so still vlogging with this guy. It's easy to carry and hold around and then put down on whatever surface you want to use while vlogging. So this little guy, the DJI Mini 4 Pro, has literally come with me everywhere. I've brought this drone to Bali, to the Maldives, to the Dolomites. Pretty much everywhere I've traveled to, I've brought this drone. And the reason is that it's just so small, so lightweight, you're not facing troubles with regulations and laws, and it can film both landscape and vertical, which is huge, especially when I'm creating long form videos, but as well reels for Instagram. I wanna have vertical video content for Instagram because there's nothing worse than taking a high quality landscape image and just cutting out only a small sliver. So this drone has just served me so well. Of course, there has been those moments like in Iceland one time that the wind was just way too strong and I was tracking and following a car, couldn't keep up. But those are only very minute moments where this drone doesn't perform the way I need it to. 99% of the time, the Mini 4 Pro does more than enough, especially for content creation, YouTube. This is just the ultimate run and gun drone. This is a little bit of a new addition to the camera bag. This is the Insta360 X4. I've been using the X3 for a long time, but I recently got the X4 from Insta360, and I'm so stoked to have this camera because I love using Insta360 cameras to film BTS. There's nothing better than having this camera strapped to my camera or on the selfie pole and just filming 360 at all times, and then I can choose in post which angle I want for my video. Honestly, if you want to film BTS or as a solo creator film yourself, there's nothing better than a 360 camera like the Insta360 X4. Because it just does all the work for you. It makes the selfie pole disappear and it feels like you have your own personal drone. The Tri-Charger, made by my good friend Peter Lindgren, has been a game changer. Because back in the day when I'd be on trips, I'd literally have to wake up multiple times through the night to change batteries to make sure they're all charged. But now I can just pop in 3 batteries at once, put it to charge, and I'm good to go for the next day. And as well, I have slots for SD cards, CF Express cards, micro SD cards, and if for some reason throughout the day, say I'm in Iceland, out in the nature, there's no battery around to charge my iPhone, I can use this as a battery pack. They have not only an in point to charge the batteries, but as well an out point to put a USB-C cord in there. I can charge my phone, a drone battery with these batteries, which is a really cool feature. This is the PGY Tech CreateMate CF Express card reader. This is the ultimate storage for all your memory cards. You have slots for SD cards, micro SD cards, CF Express, and it can read all of it for you. Even has little nano SIM card slots if you're traveling abroad, and the iPhone pin holder. Super handy to have. I love the fact that it's my storage system and my memory card reader all in one, and just folds up in this nice looking little case. Solid, not gonna break, always in the camera bag ever since my trip to Bali, which is back in February, March. And this is the last and final tool that I wanna highlight in this Black Friday video. This is the small rig friction arm with the clamp. And this is really great because you can literally attach this to any surface, touch your camera, and get really unique perspectives. And as well, I've been really enjoying using this with my Insta360 camera, attaching it to my main camera to get this kind of Insta360 BTS angle, meaning I can literally afterwards decide what angle I want a shot of if I want to make footage for my long form videos or for reels. And the great thing about Insta360, for example, the X4, is that you can just then in the studio decide whether you want the footage to be vertical or horizontal, and I can choose which angle, whether it be my subject or me. So I've been using this friction arm with the Insta360 pole and the X4, and then I'm able to film BTS footage of myself while I'm shooting someone else, which is, I think, something really handy as a content creator nowadays. It's really important that you're able to film that BTS footage to provide value for your audience by showing you really how you're creating the content, how you're shooting, and just tips and tricks along the way. So I've been really enjoying these small rig friction arms. Now, on top of all the gear, there is a lot of software or plugins that I'm using literally on a daily basis. And I think they're just as important almost as the gear because sure, we spend a lot of time shooting, but we also do spend a lot of time editing. And I myself am still a huge Final Cut Pro fan, and probably the reason why I'm such a huge Final Cut Pro fan is because I'm always using the plugins from Motion VFX. And right now they have a huge sale going on. You can get 30% off standalone plugins and up to 30% off if you get a combination of their Design Studio or Cine Studio, which has so much value provided for you as a content creator. I'm talking about motion graphics for, titles, different effects, looks. You can do now captions in a really high quality way, and as well rotoscoping. There's just so many different features that you can use with Motion VFX. So I'm gonna put their link as well in the description. And then for all of my music, sound effects, cinematic stock footage, AI voiceovers, and even now some really cool cinema LUTs, Artlist is the place to go. And they're having a holiday sale right now if you use the link in my description, where you get 10% off the annual plan and as well 2 months free, where pretty much you're saving probably 3 or 4 months in the end. So highly recommend checking out those links if you're looking to speed up your editing process or just take it up a notch when it comes to quality. All right, happy shopping everyone. That's it for today's Black Friday video. Again, don't go out and just buy all these things impulsively that you want. Make a list of what you need and find deals and discounts on those needs, saving money. That's the responsible thing to do.